Hello, Resurrection. It's Thursday, October the 22nd, and last week I talked to you all about being gracious to one another, giving each other a break during a very difficult time. It's easy to get grouchy in this time, the time of the quarantine, the time of uncertainty. The economy is strange. It's very easy to get grumpy, and of course, you know, church people are renowned for being able to get grumpy. I thought I'd take the opposite tack this week, though, and share with you some really nice stories that have happened in the church as of late. We continue to have people who show up with trucks full of diapers and food and winter coats and things like that. We're in full swing to get room in the inn going, to open up the church on cold nights for folks who don't have any place else to sleep. We continue to do those beautiful things. I see the good deacon marshaling her troops and the number of folks that are willing to get in here and roll up their sleeves and help her with those things. You know, we have to, we can't just sit back and let Susie do the heavy lifting, like literally the heavy lifting. It takes all of us to get in and get cartons of food loaded and taken to food banks and into hungry hands and things like that. And I see you all stepping up to do that. We've had staff members who have been away this week because they were, you know, at doctor's appointments and hospital visits, and they're helping people fill out paperwork and things like that. We have a very kind church staff, and it's because we have a very kind church. I don't know of many churches that are as kind as the folks at Resurrection are. I do know a couple, but not many. It's a beautiful little place to go to church. I experienced some real grace myself this week. We're getting ready for the annual meeting, not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, November the 1st, All Saints Day. That'll also be a time change. Mark your calendar. But in running for vestry, you know that half of those candidates will be elected and half of them will not be elected. And whether you're running for Congress or vestry at the Church of the Resurrection, it's more fun to win than it is to lose. And so you put yourself in a vulnerable place. You kind of open yourself up. And I sure am grateful to the folks who have done that. They've put themselves out for the Lord. They've put themselves out for their church. And I appreciate that. I had one or two candidates that I asked to wait a year before they ran, and we talked about different reasons why that would be. Just, you know, we don't need any more candidates this year. I think it would be better to wait for this reason or that reason or whatnot. And you know, people have just taken that in their stride and happy to be of service to the Lord and to their church. I do have to confess something to you, that I had talked to someone about a year ago about running for vestry this year and just completely forgot to put their name on the ballot. And do you know what his reaction to that was? No sweat at all. He was so kind and so gracious to me, even though I felt like a heel. And that's the resurrection that I know and that I love. I have said this to you all before, but I mean it. I know a lot of children of clergy who really don't have much to do with the church, and that's often because they've seen the church at odds with their mother or their father. They've seen them all be ugly to each other and mistreat one another. And my children have never had that experience with a church. My children have never been in a church that has done anything but love them. And Resurrection is just like my former parish in Louisiana, that you all have been so good and kind to my children, that my children's spiritual well-being and emotional well-being and physical well-being is as important to you as it is about any other child's well-being in this church. And I will never be able to tell you the gratitude I have to you for that, for loving my family. And they love you back, and I love you back as well. We do have some things coming up. We need to get ready for that time change, and we need to get ready to begin voting. Again, not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. And that means if you need me to bring you a ballot, all you need to do is let me know. We heard from someone today that said, yes, I'll need a ballot, and I know of a couple others, but we will get in our cars, and it'll be a good excuse to come and visit you anyway. So all you have to do is let us know if you need a ballot. Also, I do this all the time, but I want to commend the church staff to you. We've got good ministry going on at Resurrection right now. It took us a little while to get our heads back on right after the quarantine began. Keep listening to the bishop's announcements and listening to my announcements, because I don't think it's written down anywhere that we won't have to maybe take precautionary measures again as the number of cases rise as the weather cools down, which we knew that they would. So we'll keep you informed and posted with all of that. Be ready for the annual meeting coming up. There'll be a lot more about that next week. I love you, I miss you, and I'll see you soon.